Hi guys, welcome back to my shop. It's been a while. Summer's been my busy season. I don't know if you realize it, but I make a lot of craft items. I sell them at farmers markets and art fairs and things. So in the summer it's really hard for me to make videos because I'm real busy. But I do have something I want to share today. I have a Incra Wonder Fence on my Incra Router Table. And I made a micro adjuster. And it works really well, so I wanted to share that with you today. I'm not going to show you how I built it. I'm not going to do a build video. We're just going to go over the dimensions and how it works. So I'm going to bring you in close so you can see the unit better. Okay, so here's a close-up of the unit. And basically we're using a turnbuckle. There's several other designs on YouTube that you can look at. I chose one with the turnbuckle because it gives me a good rigid connection. So let's just go over dimensions. This is about 20, so let's shy of 20. I use scrap plywood. This piece is 3 inches high. This sticks out almost 2 inches, and that makes the base for the back part. And then this piece is 4 1/4 wide, the same width as that. And it connects to the fence. I'm using toilet bolts. They're T-bolts made to secure a toilet, but you have to sand them down a little bit. They don't quite fit in the slot. But a 1/4-20 hex bolt, this is 1/4-20 by the way, the 1/4-20 hex bolt does fit in. All right, the 1/4-20 hex bolt fits in and doesn't rotate. So you can use that instead, whatever you like. The turnbuckle is secured with threaded inserts. There's one here and there's 2 here to give me more leeway in adjusting this. And the turnbuckle, the body is just over 2 inches. I think it's a number 10 thread. It's a small turnbuckle. They got much larger ones at Home Depot where I got this. And you can permanently secure it if you want to your router table. I prefer not to. I didn't want to mess up my nice top. So I just attach it with the clamps, and that makes it real secure. Okay, to actually use it, I need something to reference the front of the fence off of. There's no scale on the top of this table, which is too bad. I wish it had a built-in scale. So when I'm using this, I always tighten the fence down just in case I push on it and something slips. The micro adjuster may not hold it in place if I'm pushing pretty hard. So I'll put a block of wood, whatever I'm using the router with, and then I'll loosen this a little bit. And by the way, the turnbuckle is installed so when I turn it clockwise, like you're going to tighten something, it compresses the turnbuckle and pulls the fence back. You can actually install it the other way, so you need to look when you're installing the turnbuckle which way tightens it. So I'll put the block there, I'll loosen up the fence, I'll turn the turnbuckle, and then I'll start to see a gap, and you may or may not be able to see it. There's just starting a little tiny gap between the block and the fence. Then I'll tighten that down, and then I'm taking that much wood off. So I can really take off a just tiny amount of wood. And there's a couple projects that I do where that's really important. It's not critical with this one. This is a phone holder, and I usually route a groove in here, a dado, and I'm doing it like that, and I'm running it across either a 1/2 inch or 5/8 or 3/4 bit. Depends on the width of the gap that I'm making, so it accommodates different phones, different smartphones, with or without a case. Sometimes I need to make it a little bit larger than the bit size, and I'll just scoot it back and do that. This is another thing I make, another type of phone holder that has, I'm going to go get one. Here's another phone holder that I make, and it's got a stand it's got 2 positions. It's got magnets on the end and the side. It's got a magnet here, and you can put that in that way to get one angle, and that way to get another angle. And so to make this groove, the magnets are 1/4 inch wide, So my stand part has to be just over 1/4 inch. So I use a 1/4 inch router bit, and then I have to scoot this back to make the dado just wide enough for this to slide in. So that's where it's more critical. That needs to be a pretty good fit. So that's the two things I usually use this for. And it works great, comes in handy. I did do a video on the complete router table. So if you want to see more about this and how I assembled it and wired it, then you can take a look at that video. But the micro adjuster comes in really handy. It's perfect. So I forgot to mention, when you're setting this up to use the micro adjuster, after you tighten the fence down, make this taut. You want that real tight and firm, so there's no slop or no play in the micro adjuster relative to the fence. And that way, when you turn this even a little bit, it'll move the fence. So I hope that was useful. Hope you enjoyed that. If you like my videos, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.